Hey guys, and welcome. There are plenty of mysteries within the God of War Ragnarok storyline and generally the God of War story. However, for me personally, the biggest one might just be the mask. Santa Monica do very little to give away anything around where the mask came from and originated from, and also its overall purpose. I personally believe that this is done on purpose and the mask is brought into the game purposely in order to tie nicely into the next game and make this an outstanding trilogy, with it disappearing at the end and broken into two pieces by Atreus. Now, I put a video out yesterday explaining what this mask actually is, why it's so important to Odin, and the reason he wanted it fully formed so badly. Then, onto a few theories as to what could happen next. But we never touched on where this mask could have came from. Now, this lore and theory is very interesting to me because I've read a lot of you guys' comments on the video that I did yesterday and also doing a bit of digging of my own. And there are some really interesting theories out there by you guys and also some cool things that I've read along the way that could make some sense as to where this mask actually came from. So today we're going to display a couple of those on the screen, go through them and discuss them. But the main goal of today's video is for you guys to leave your thoughts and theories down below in the comments. I want you guys to let me know down below in the comments as to exactly where you believe this mask originated from. Do you think it came from the likes of Greece? Could it be Egyptian? What other mythology could this mask have come from? And where will it end up after Atreus split it into two? No matter how crazy or outlandish your theories may be, leave them down below in the comments. I personally, and I know a lot of you guys love reading through them as well, and getting some more information around where this mask could have come from. But leave a like on today's video if you do go ahead and enjoy. Why not also consider subscribing to the channel as well for more content coming pretty much every single day around lore and theory. And we have a community Discord server. If you guys want to continue the conversation over there, theories and general chat, then all of you guys are welcome there too. We've built a really great community so far, and anyone is welcome. So, links are down below, go check it out. But without further ado, let's dive straight into the lore and theory. So, where could this mask have came from? Look, other than theorising, nobody really knows at this point. The mask was found by Odin as a very young god, and he's kept it ever since, with them also finding this knowledge crack within Asgard, resulting in him to become obsessed with it, and even building his cabin over it so that he's got access to it at all times, even losing his right eye due to him trying to look within this crack. And of course, you need the mask to do that. He didn't have it, he tried it, and he paid the consequences of that. Odin then uses Atreus to build and complete this mask, and aims to use it to get the answers to creation itself. Why there are gods, how there are gods, the purpose of everything around them, and what it all means. Basically exactly what Atreus is looking for, and this is where Atreus is playing into Odin's hands here, because Atreus thinks that he's duping and using Odin, but really Odin is doing the exact same back to Atreus without him really knowing. Just because this mask is in Odin's possession, it doesn't mean that it originated within Norse mythology. Now, let's go through a few theories left yesterday in the comments on my videos, which really made me have a think about this, and then a couple that I've done a bit of research into. Now, this is a comment left by Adora Burst. Big shout out to you. This is a really good theory, and a lot of people really enjoyed this one as well. Let's have a read. I personally think the crack peers into the Ascendant Realm, where Athena went after her death. Also, I believe somehow gods of wisdom have some sort of access or connection to this plane of existence, as we know that Athena is there, and in the Fallen God comic, we see Egypt's god of wisdom, which would explain why Odin, also a god of wisdom, was so invested or intrigued by it. This would make a lot of sense, and would be a huge step away from the original thoughts that I had. Having a specific place where all the gods of wisdom are able to see within, Odin being a god of wisdom of course, which would allow him to peer into the crack when he has the mask fully formed, even gods outside of Norse mythology, which is super interesting to me, like Athena and potentially the Egyptian god of wisdom there as well, and even other mythologies across the globe. This would be absolutely perfect just because it already does a great job of linking all the different mythologies together, and it gives the team over in Santa Monica the reason and ability to branch out with it actually making sense. A realm that all gods from different mythologies can access. That sounds sick to me. That's also one of the things you've just got to pay attention to and to really think about. It's okay having a really outlandish theory, but if it doesn't make sense for Santa Monica to be able to branch out and it doesn't relate or make sense with the story, then that's where we're going to have a bit of a problem. It has to link in some way. So this one for me is almost absolutely perfect with having an Ascendant Realm which any god of wisdom can access from any mythology. Another theory I found when going through and even revisiting some of the cutscenes in the video is that the mask itself looks to be Greek of some sort, potentially not Greek of origin, but it does seem to have some form of Greek references here and there. When translating the mask in the game, Atreus did actually speak some Greek, and even on one of the shrines as well, there was a comment mentioning that there is some Greek writing on one of them, so that's also a very interesting theory, and would again link back to the likes of Athena. This is very interesting in particular with, of course, Kratos' backstory with Athena and Zeus being Greek, of course, but also one more reason. Now, a big shout out to Rich who left a comment about this as well that I'm going to read out. So this states this: the fact that the mask pieces are found in the primordial realms point towards whatever being in the rift is a higher power, and is probably the essence of creation. The only other being we know for a fact that has reached a higher power is Athena, so it's safe to assume this is a doorway or a window to that existence. Again, it's pointing towards the same thing as the previous comment, but just detailing around this primordial realms. Again, Niflheim and also Muspelheim, both of these ice and fire, and of course they're the primordial realms out of the 9. These were the specific locations as to where these masks were being held. So that would make way more sense. So could this mask have originated from Greece? Could it have originally been in the hands of Athena or another god? Zeus perhaps? Wouldn't that be a major plot twist to go all the way back to where Kratos originally started? I think that would be really cool and interesting. Maybe we even get to, in the next game, revisit some of the older places in the older games, see the destruction and the aftermath of everything that Kratos did. And that's when we learn more in these new versions of the games as to what actually happened there. Because what you've got to remember is these other games, a lot of people, including myself, haven't really played them. So having a recap or going back to these places in 4K on the PS5 or PC or whatever would be super, super cool. And I would really appreciate that, and I know a lot of you guys would as well if the team thought that would be a good idea. And linking, of course, Athena into the vid as well. Yeah, just amazing. I'm really excited for the potential possibilities this next game could hold. Not to mention as well, since the 2018 God of War game, this is not the first time that Athena has been mentioned or seen in game. In the first game, she was sitting within the boat when Kratos was going back to his cabin to get the Blades of Chaos. Like, Athena is still a big part of the story in some way or other and lives within Kratos' head still, so why would she not come back? And also linking different mythologies to this too. I know I've already mentioned this, but that would be such a cool way to branch out into other areas and take the God of War franchise from the Greek and the Norse mythology over to other areas as well and other cultures. I would love to throw into Egyptian mythology into there as well. There are so many gods in Egyptian mythology, which would be so damn cool to jump into and to see play out in one of the God of War games and to speak with them and stuff like that. I just think it would be absolutely amazing if they did something along those lines too, and with it being the original conception for the God of War 2018, it's very possible that we could go there at some point and maybe even go back to Greece and maybe even somehow stick around with the Norse mythology with the likes of Tyr and a couple of other gods that are still here. But I could literally sit around here and talk about theories all day, but what's more important is you guys leaving your favourite theories down below so that the community can have a read through them and we can try and ponder up some form of explanation as to where this may go in the future. For me, that is the best thing that we can possibly do at this moment. But guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I'm very much looking forward to what's to come next. It'll probably be another 4 years, to be quite honest, until we do get any more God of War details around the next game. But I hope that they put some DLC out there around Atreus' journey to free the giants. I think that would be very beneficial, and I think a lot of people would really enjoy that. I quite enjoyed playing as Atreus, not as much as Kratos, of course, but I did enjoy the different perspective and the fighting and things like that. So I would like to be able to see Atreus' story in the flesh, and when he goes off, I don't just want to be teleported to the next game and then hear about it in some lore or whatever it might be. I want to play it, I want to experience it myself to understand the struggles and the journey that he went on. So maybe that's something we'll get, maybe not. Of course, we're going to have to wait and see. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel as well for plenty more content coming. And we'll see everyone in the very next video.